Watching is good, but it's time to understand. I have the chart open, and that's enough to observe, and it's important to look at the bigger picture, not just one element. The chart reached an area where things have changed before. Everything I'm showing is not an instruction, but a reason to think. This video is created solely for educational purposes and is not financial advice. All financial actions are the personal responsibility of each individual. Before starting, make sure you understand the risks and are prepared for them. Hi, how are you today? You're not here by accident. Most likely, something clicked inside you and a quiet signal that says, watching is good, but it's time to understand. Now, imagine for a second, what would your day look like if you didn't have to rush all the time? No need to adjust to someone else's schedule, endure the same frustration, or waste time on what long drained you. I lived that rhythm myself. First work, then exhaustion, and then the cycle again. Only when I changed my perspective did I find a sense of calm. A little more understanding, more confidence. That's what I want to share with you today in this video. My name is Simon. I've been interacting with the market for over 10 years as someone who learns to notice patterns, analyze, and make calm decisions. This is not about magic buttons, it's about how to engage in the process without overload and pressure. In this video, you'll see how I work with an open screen, the real process. I comment on my actions, explain what I see, and you can join in the observation. No rush, no complicated words. Are you ready to see how this can be applied in practice? Then watch until the end. Maybe it will suggest where you can start. I have a community linked in the pinned comment. There we watch together, analyze the logic of actions, and learn to ask ourselves the right questions. Beginners don't feel like outsiders because everything happens at a calm pace, without rush or jargon, with my personal support. By the way, one guy from the community recently wrote, I joined to watch thinking it would be complicated, but it turned out it's like watching someone comment on their thoughts, and you start thinking differently. That's why I stick to this. I'm for the process and learning that helps growth. If this resonates with you, the link is in the description below this video or in the pinned comment. Access is open. Take a look inside how it's organized, then decide. And now I'll open my screen and show exactly how I approach market analysis, step by step in real time. Let's get started. I have the chart open, and that's enough to observe and think about what's happening and how market participants react. This is a calm process of observation and analysis. On the screen, you can see the chart slightly dropping to a point where reversals have happened before. This is a moment worth noting. I observe without emotional conclusions, just watching if the familiar pattern repeats. Sometimes it's enough to just look at your phone screen to realize that something in price behavior is starting to change. The key is not to rush, but to notice. The chart reached an area where things have changed before. The line color on the screen also changed. This might be a hint that the mood of market participants is shifting again. If important turns happened in similar situations before, this is a reason to pay attention, based on observation, not guessing. After the line moved up, the visual tool confirmed the same dynamic. It looked like a logical continuation of the movement already underway. When the chart behavior stays consistent, that's also information. Not a reason to act hastily, but an opportunity to compare and draw conclusions. The chart started moving in a zone where there was a lot of activity before. The line changed color again. It's clear that participants began making decisions more actively. In moments of uncertainty, it's important to look at the bigger picture, not just one element. That's when market logic shows itself. If you're still watching this video, it means you're interested in something new. That's already a start. What comes next is understanding where to go and with whom. I created a community where beginners don't have to guess or prove anything. We go step by step from the first market observations to the moment you start better understanding decision logic. It's like learning a new language. Simple phrases first, then you start to get the hang of it. Here it's the same. In live streams, I explain how I approach analysis and why I make certain decisions. Everything happens live with questions, discussions, and support. You don't need to be an expert, just attentive. If you're interested, the link is in the description below this video or in the pinned comment. Take a look inside how it's organized. Maybe it's right for you. Let's continue. The chart sharply changed direction, moving downward. The color on the screen also changed. This gave me a reason to note the situation is starting to turn. Not everything moves in a straight line. It's important not to miss such turns, especially when watching your phone screen live. After a short pause, the chart returned to a familiar point, the color changed again, and the situation reminded me of what happened before. Repeating situations don't guarantee results, but offer hints on how to think more calmly and confidently. The line began to drop again, and the tool showed changes. It looked like a return to the previous movement. If the chart goes where it went before, that's not a signal, but information worth looking at from a broader perspective. At this point, the price seemed stuck between two boundaries. When it rose to the upper one, the tool changed color again. This can be seen as a possible end of the growth phase. Sideways movement is interesting. It can be calm but holds a lot of meaning if observed carefully. During the pullback, the chart again approached the familiar zone where reversals occurred before. The color changed. It felt like behavior was starting to shift again. These moments are important not for predictions, but to train attentiveness. The market often repeats logic, not specific numbers. In conclusion, the chart again showed a familiar reaction from a level where there was activity before. The tool confirmed that the trend persists. It's important not just to observe, but to understand how one action leads to another. Everything I'm showing is not an instruction, but a reason to think. Remember, all market actions require attention. It's not magic, but a process you can understand if you watch calmly and always with risk in mind. You just saw that the approach to the market can be understandable without complicated words or overload. The key is not guessing, but moving step by step at a pace comfortable for you. Now you have a choice. Stay on the familiar path or take a step towards something new. Not because you have to, but because you might be curious to explore deeper through practice, dialogue, and observation. In my community, you won't be alone. We analyze examples together, discuss the logic, and every day you can join to see how it happens live. Everything is open and without obligations. If you want to continue, the link is in the description below this video or in the pinned comment. I'll be happy to see you inside. Bye for now.